Hello and welcome to Sim Radio here on the Sisters in Music Network. It's Monday Music Madness and you're tuned into Mixing It with Nicki Kris. This is Nicki, and in case you don't know anything about me, I'm a singer-songwriter from Raleigh, North Carolina. My show celebrates women in the music and entertainment industry, providing an avenue for them to showcase their talent. Our motto, Sisters in Music, together we are stronger. My guest today was born and raised in Kansas. She has always had a passion for the performing arts and spent most of her youth dancing competitively and singing in school and church choirs. She understood at an early age that she had been gifted with a powerful vocal talent. Currently a junior at Middle Tennessee State University, known as the Grammy Factory, pursuing a degree in music business with a minor in marketing. In parallel, she's also in the process of releasing 4 new singles over the next year. I am so excited to share her and her music with you, so please join me in welcoming the fabulous Natalie Gish. Welcome, Natalie. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
So much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm really excited to share you with our listeners and your music. Big fan. So let's kick things off. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got your start in music?
Yes, so like you said before, I have had a huge passion in music since I was a kid. I've been singing since I was a toddler. And back in 2019, I went to the showcase called Launch Showcase. And it had a whole bunch of talent agents, A&Rs, and I got discovered by Watersound Entertainment. And from there, they hooked me up with a songwriter from New York and Nashville, Dan Chan and Tom Michael. And that's kind of when I started to, get into the writing process. And that's when I got to get behind the scenes of the recording industry and everything. So that's kind of how I first got my start in the recording industry and making music.
That's really awesome because I love the fact, too, that you're actually pursuing music as a degree in college as well, because a lot of times people might do something else. So it's great that you've already had exposure and have been working in the industry, but you're also pursuing it from a degree perspective. So that's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, I've always known since I was a kid, I didn't want to have a boring 9-to-5 job. So I always wanted to do something creative, do something with my talents. And I'm very thankful I get this opportunity to do it.
Excellent. Now, one of the things that I think is very prevalent in the industry today is a lot of artists sound the same, a lot of music sounds the same. What do you feel sets your music apart, or how maybe do you think you're different than what we're hearing today?
Well, I think a lot of music, it goes someone's story or what they want to tell about, their life or, share. And with my music, I want to try and make sure that everyone can relate to it. So I just try to make sure that my songs are not only telling my story, but hopefully telling someone else's story in their eyes.
That's absolutely awesome. So this actually is a great place for us to share one of the songs that you brought with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your most recent single, She's Going Places. What is this song about?
So I have this poster in my wall, and it's a map of the world. And I was trying to create like a song title. I was just trying to get an idea, and I looked up at this poster and I was like, wow, that'd be a really good song title because, I've moved away from home, very far away, and my dream one day is to hopefully travel the world, go on tour. So I thought, what a perfect, little phrase for my life. And I think it's just a amazing message for everyone out there that has big dreams, because it's hard to, have confidence and want to go and do the things that are hard to do. But I think it's a great message and reminder that you should always, keep your dreams in mind and fight for yourself and what you want.
It is a really great message, and we are going to play it for everyone because it is a really awesome song. This is called She's Going Places by Natalie Gish. Again, like I mentioned, I love this song. It's really upbeat. It's a very anthemic track. If you listen to it, to me, it gives that feeling of like an anthem. And it's one of the reasons why I love listening to people when they describe like the story behind a song or why they crafted a song in the first place, you know, taking from life's challenges or whatever it may be. So this description certainly fits the vibe of the song, and it's very, very well done. Very well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I really wanted to go for a different sound that was more, because my first EP was very, slow, more, not so upbeat, but with this song, I think it will definitely get people, dancing. So
I agree. So who were some of your influences?
Well, I really love old music. So I've always loved Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James. I really love Billie Eilish. Country artists that I love the way his sound is. It's Tyler Childers. He's amazing. So those are kind of my musical influences that I look up to right now.
I love all of those, which is really unique because some of the artists that you mentioned don't fall within what I would call like the pop genre, right? Because I think you tend to lean in that direction if one were to classify you. I hate putting labels on people, but, if we were to classify, I'd probably put you in that category. So because you have what I would call maybe like an eclectic mix of influences. Are you interested in maybe releasing or writing in any other genres?
Yeah, so I've always loved country, and I've been told a lot, most of them my parents, but by a lot of other people, that I have more of a country sound to my voice. And I love country music. I love the way, it's lyrically written. It's just so creative and imaginative. Like, you can just picture what they're saying in your head. So I really want to work on, creating more country music, going towards more of that sound.
I could definitely see that fitting. See, I don't have a country sound. I get jealous of people that can actually sing. I can't sing country music. I just don't feel that my voice fits in that.
Yeah, all I'm missing is the country accent. I just need the country accent, and I'm good.
Well, you go to school in Tennessee, so that should be easy to pick up.
Yeah. Hopefully I pick it up before I'm done there.
Yes, or take some, acting lessons or something and throw a little twang in there I can twang on demand if I really needed to.
I'm pretty good at impressions, so sometimes I'll just, talk in a southern accent when I'm ordering food, just for the fun of it.
That's good. You just need to correlate that into music when you're singing, which probably is a little bit harder, but awesome.
I think I can do it. I got confidence.
Yeah, I think you could do it too, because I can definitely hear your tonal qualities definitely fit in that space. But again, I don't like to just throw people in, well, you're a country artist or, well, you're a pop artist. I think, unfortunately, the industry kind of forces us to do that a little bit. And it's often very difficult to switch out of one or the other because the industry does try and force people in various swim lanes. I mean, we do have crossover artists, right? I mean, Taylor Swift, prime example, went from country over to pop, and vice versa, right? So, don't limit yourself. So I think it's great that you're potentially pursuing other options.
Yeah. Well, and that's always the hard thing is when I get asked, what genre are you? I'm like, well, I'm more pop, but, I love country. Like, I think that would be it would be so fun to write country music. And so one day I'll be releasing a country song.
Excellent. Hey, it can be done because I'm working on stuff right now that I wouldn't normally release in. I like to say I'm multi-genre, and that way you don't need to classify yourself.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
So obviously you mentioned, touring is a goal of yours, live performances, things like that, perhaps maybe releasing some country music down the line. Where do you see yourself in, say, 5 years?
Well, since currently I'm majoring in music business, I kind of want to start working on, getting my foothold more with, in the music industry and making more connections. So hopefully working, somewhere in Nashville, working with other artists. And after that, hopefully I can, grow my platform while I'm doing all of that stuff and after I've made all these connections. So I would like to say performing at Madison Square Garden or something like that in 5 years, but I like to be a little logistical.
But you know what? That's an awesome dream or an awesome goal, right? I mean, you could say my goal in 5 years is to be performing here, and then you do things to get you there. Maybe it takes you more than 5 years, maybe not, right? You never know. I mean, it's all about pursuing and moving towards the goal. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. That's great. Well, this is a great place to take a short break from a word from one of our partners in podcasting. We are going to bring on Chatting with Nat, and we will be right back here on the Sim Radio Network with Mixing It with Nicki Kris.
Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard.
And we are back on Mixing It with Nicki Kris on the Sim Radio Network, and my awesome guest, up-and-coming artist and songwriter, Natalie Gish. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about songwriting, because that is the first thing that you kind of got brought into, in the industry a couple years back, right? You met some people, you did some co-writing and things like that. You want to take us through your writing process?
Yeah. So since I did a lot of writing with people that were, miles and miles away, I actually did it over Zoom. And this is also the year of, COVID 2020. So a lot of it was done through video chat or sometimes phone calls. And with my writers, Stan Chan, Tom Michael, and Aaron Moses, we'd get on calls and we'd first make little notes of, we'd have the title and then talk about, what do those things remind you of? How does it make you feel? All those kinds of things. And then from there, we would start just constructing the verse, the chorus, all that stuff. But all through video chat, all through Zoom, it was a wonderful experience. It really opened my eye because I had always tried to songwrite when I was a kid, and I struggled with it. So being able to be with people who knew more about songwriting, who were more experienced, and kind of just mentor underneath them, wonderful opportunity.
Do you find that as a songwriter, and everybody writes differently, and writing country music is actually a very unique process? Do you find that you're more of like a binge writer, or you can write on command? Do you like to follow certain structures, or do you kind of go with what you feel at that point in time?
I would say I definitely have to start off with a structure. As much as I would love if I could do this, I wish I could write on command, but, I'm sure a lot of songwriters get like this, but, I get in my head. It's really hard for me to, actually like what I'm writing. So having, other people there that can tell me, oh, no, that's good, keep going, or, kind of give me something to go off of. It helps me a lot with that process, and then it's easier for me that way to then express how I'm feeling, because I don't feel so held back.
I like that. I'm a binge writer, so I will go times where I just don't write at all, and then all of a sudden I'm just writing like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. And I dislike writing in a specific formatting structure, which is actually something that they do with like country songs. I have a very, very hard time of sticking to same type of, I call it cookie cutter structure. I like to mess things up a little bit.
When I try to step away from like a structured, writing style, that's when I don't know, it just gets me in my head. But I'm a very structured person, I guess.
Well, being in college, you kind of have to be, right? Because you have to be able to juggle a lot of different things, right? Multiple different classes, plus all the music stuff and things like that. And I'm sure you're probably doing other things as well. So, you have to be organized and structured. One of the things that I do ask all of my songwriters is, do you have a songwriting tip or trick that maybe you would like to share with anyone out there that might be a budding songwriter?
This may sound cliche, but, trust your heart, trust what what your mind and your heart is telling you, and just be confident in what you're writing. And you don't got to worry about, what other people are going to think, of whatever this song may be telling. It's your story. It's your idea. So stick to your heart, stick to your guns, and you'll be good.
I have not asked this question yet, but I'm curious, because I think at least your generation, this is going to be something that's going to be out in front. How do you feel about all of these AI tools that are starting to hit the app store, if you will, where with a few simple prompts, ChatGPT and other tools such as that can actually write a song? How do you feel that that's going to have an impact on songwriting?
I think it's a great tool, and I think it's crazy that we've come that far with technology these days. But it may have an effect on taking out the creativity and the creative process behind it. And I feel like that's what makes songwriting so unique, because it's coming from, an actual person. It's someone's story, just like what I said before. But I don't know. I mean, it's cool, but and I think it's great for, for someone who may have like writer's block or whatever. You can get an idea from that. But I think using it to like write music that it may take away from that creative aspect of what songwriting and music is all about.
I agree 110%. And everyone that I've been talking to about this feels the same way, that songwriting is such a personal craft, emotions, life experiences, how something made them felt, and AI doesn't feel. So things are often very non-descriptive, very simplistic, things like that. So, but I think it could be a useful tool, like you said, great for writer's block or somebody that needs like an idea. But I don't know the longevity of actually crafting a song, how that would work.
Yeah.
But I guess that remains to be seen. Yep.
I guess when I like to listen to music, I like to, really listen to the lyrics and think about, wonder what made this person write this song, what drove them to make such a beautiful piece of work. So I guess thinking about artificial intelligence, writing a song, it's kind of sad.
I just always go back to like the Marvel movies where, the computer all of a sudden becomes a person.
Yes.
Is it like Vision? Isn't that the character's name that, was at one point in time the computer AI?
Yes,
so,
anyway, I think so, yeah. But, I love Marvel, so.
Anyway. Yeah, I do too. I'm just like, what's that character's name? Wanda, so that wasn't her, but, it's the guy.
Yeah,
but anyway.
It's one of them.
Awesome. Well, this is a great place to share another song. Let's talk about Making Me Smile. What is this song about?
So, Making Me Smile is a love song. I wrote the song and I was like with a guy, and he was just at that time he just made me really happy. And that was after COVID, so everything was kind of just, it's about like having somebody in your life that just takes away all your troubles and your worries, lifts you up, and like you can't help from smiling when you look at them, or even when you're like with them or hearing their name. But that will release on July 28th. So I'm very excited for everyone to finally have it in their hands.
Yes, and I'm excited that we are, I guess, somewhat premiering it. So really excited to share it. It's a really great song. I love this one as well. So here it is. This is Making Me Smile by Natalie Gish.
I'm scared of the dark, but you're holding my hand. Got emotions in me that I don't understand. Making memories with you, and you got me a bit confused. You stop and you stare, and you won't let me go. And I'm starting to care, so I pray that you won't. This is all so new to me. This is what you do to me. Don't let go, baby, we're almost home. Yeah, you keep making me smile. You got me dancing all of the night long. I got your music making me smile, and I can't get you out of my head. You come and say let's go, and I'm lifting up off of the floor. Don't let go, baby, we're almost home. Yeah, you keep making me smile. You got me dancing all of the night long. I got your music making me smile, and I can't get you out of my head. You keep making me smile. You got me singing all of the night long. I haven't felt this good in a while, and I can't get you out of my head. Can't get you out of my head. Can't get you out of my head. You keep making me smile. You got me dancing all of the night long. I got your music making me smile, and I can't get you out of my head. You keep making me smile. You got me singing all of the night long. I haven't felt this good in a while, and I can't get you out of my head. Can't get you out of my head. Can't get you out of my head.
Again, like I mentioned, it's another great song, and what I thoroughly enjoyed was when I asked you to tell me about this song, I could actually see you smiling through how you were describing the song and what was the inspiration behind it, just by the tone of your voice. So it seems like it's a really personal song to you, and that's great because the emotions that you use to actually write the song come out when you listen to it. And love your songwriting, because that is what's important, and that is what's going to separate AI versus a person actually writing a song.
Yes, human feelings.
Human feelings, yes, they're very, very important. All right. Well, why don't you tell us about your plans for the next 12 months or so? I mean, we mentioned early on that you have a whole bunch of singles coming out, right? So the first song we shared was already out. The second song, Making Me Smile, comes out at the end of July. What else is on tap for the next 12 months?
Yeah, so over the course, I think, through August, September, and October, I have 2 more songs that I will be releasing, and I'm really, really excited for everyone to hear those, because I feel like those are just a completely different sound, because I feel like all of these singles, they're just so different, and they're like from each other. None of them sound the same. So I'm very, very excited, and I actually have one song that's releasing in October, and it's about my brother. I'm very, thankful that I have a relationship with him. He's a wonderful person. And I just wanted to, write something to showcase my love for him and, how much he's done for me throughout the years. I'm ecstatic about that song coming out. I cannot wait.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
What's the name of that one?
It's going to be very near and dear. It's called Brother.
You're going to have to let us know when that one's coming out so that we can help promote that on social media for you, because I think that that's probably going to be fantastic. And I love the fact that you've written a song for your brother.
Yeah, I knew from the start, like, I really wanted to write something about, someone really close to me, someone who's always, loved me since the beginning, since I was born, and he's definitely the one. He's a very protective brother, but, comes in handy. So I just can't wait to, share my love of him, to the world and everybody else.
Has he heard it yet?
He's heard a snippet of it, and he likes it from what I can understand. But there's one lyric. He loves Iron Man. absolutely loves Iron Man, and I call him Superman. And he's a little bit angry that I compared him to Superman, but that's okay. Like, you could have said Iron Man. Come on. I said, hey, it's all the same, Caleb.
I love it. I love it. Well, for those of you that aren't aware, Natalie and I were actually talking before the interview, and I learned that her brother is in the military. So we would like to thank him publicly for his service. And this is why I'm so excited to hear this song, because I think it just showcases how much, family is important in the creative process. And I think it's spectacular that you're going to release this song, and I'm sure your brother is going to be very, very proud.
I can't wait for him to hear the whole thing. I'm going to play it over and over on repeat.
Oh, you need to play it and record his reaction and then post that around on social media. Don't tell him you're posting it, though. He might tell you can't.
I can't wait to see his reaction to the rest of it, because he doesn't even know.
Oh, my God. That's great. I can't wait. Can't wait. You'll have to make sure that we find out what his reaction is. So we'll be looking forward to all of that. Are you going to be doing any shows or anything? Are you going to be playing out live at all anywhere?
Not that I have planned right now, but I'm hoping once I get back at my university, because there's a lot of places I can perform live. Hopefully I'm going to start doing that again, hopefully in the near future.
Well, great. Well, we'll keep an eye out on that. And before we sign off, where can everybody find you on social media so they can keep an eye on all of these releases and maybe any performances that you have coming up?
Yeah, so everyone can go follow me on Instagram, Natalie Gish Official, all lowercase. My TikTok is Natalie_Jaden03. And Facebook is the same as my Instagram tag. It's Natalie Gish Official. And you can go find me on all of those, and I'll be there.
All right. And you can also follow and stream and listen and all that fun stuff on digital streaming sites such as Spotify, Apple Music, and don't forget new Threads, right? Because now we have a whole nother social media platform that we have to be worried about. But, hey, I actually kind of like it. So, anyway. All right. Natalie, before we leave, anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
Well, just a big thank you, for taking your time to, listen to me. And I hope you guys all enjoy my new music.
Excellent. Well, Natalie, I'd like to thank you so, so very much for taking the time to chat with me today. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to chat with you and getting to know you and getting to share your music.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate this great opportunity.
My absolute pleasure. And to all of our listeners out there, thank you for tuning in to Mixing It. On behalf of all of us here at Sim Radio, this is Nicki Kris. Until next time, keep on mixing it.